Ladies and gentlemen, seekers of truth and knowledge, welcome to a one-of-a-kind experience that will take you on a captivating journey beyond our world. Today, we have a special treat for you as we sit down with the renowned Andromedan Contactee Alex Collier. Prepare yourself for a rapid-fire question and answer session that delves into the depths of cosmic wisdom and unveils the mysteries of the universe. As always, please remember to like this video and share it with your friends and family. That way, it gets seen by more truth seekers. So, without further ado, here are today's rapid-fire questions and answers.
What do you think will be the Terran's most unique and amazing contribution to the Isness after this is all over and our culture finally ascends?
Well, I'm going to look at our greatest strength, which right now also is our greatest weakness, and that would be our emotional expression. Our ability, our depth of emotion, and how we express that. When we express love and compassion, we change everything. When we express anger and fury and hate, we destroy pretty much everything. So it's a real double-edged sword. But I think ultimately, as we continue to mature and we evolve into who we truly are, not only with a more spiritual, higher self presence of ourselves in this physicality, but also with the knowledge of who we are, not just our third density selves, but our soul group selves and where we've come from. I think that that's going to make a profound change on everything, especially on who we are and how we contribute. Because our journey is unique. Our journey here on Earth, all of us here, this is a very, very unique path. No one's walked this like we have. They just haven't. And once we grasp that and we begin to take ownership of that journey, because now we truly understand that journey, we will become more empowered and we will become more responsible and intentional. We will become more intentional not only on our daily lives, but on our lives as a race, together, as a family, a human race, a human family. We will become more intentional day by day by day about what it is that we want and what it is that we're creating and what kind of a world we want for future generations. Remember, I have shared this with you. We are forefathers and foremothers. All the older generations are. That is a role we move into. It's forefathers and foremothers. The importance of that is going to get more and more important as the generations move on, and more light is held and expressed by humanity on this planet. Okay? It's going to be an amazing time, guys. Oh my God. It's going to be an absolutely amazing time. Ultimately, we're going to look back, regardless of our dimensions, where we are. We're going to look back at this race, this humanity that we were a part of, and we are going to be profoundly proud of the work and the mission and the journey that we participated in. And I sincerely mean that. My words don't do it justice. But I don't know the words that would.
Hi, Alex. I wanted to know if you could give us some perspective on our current timeline. It feels like we have multiple timelines running in somewhat of a tug of war at the moment. In your opinion, are we currently shifting from one to the other, which is showing us all the aspects of the 3D duality matrix?
I have to tell you, and I can already say this, I've done a lot of Q&As in the last 30 years. This is the best one. This is absolutely the best one. I would have to say yes. I think what's happening is that the planet herself is clearly well into fourth density. We are still here on the surface, so through osmosis, we're rising our frequency. The Earth herself has the memory of all of the different civilizations on this planet. Now, as she is going through this and remembering it, our DNA, which is an antenna, is picking up on this same frequency and on her memories. So, time as we think of it is linear, but it actually isn't. It's simultaneous. So to the Earth, these civilizations are still real to her. She still has an expression of all of them because of her memory. Many of us have been here participating in those civilizations. So therefore, we tap into her memory and we see it as a timeline. Technically, that would be true, but technically it's not if you were to look at it from a quantum physics perspective. From a quantum perspective, it isn't necessarily gone. The fact that it's still a memory makes it exist. It's still real someplace. Does that make sense to anybody? That's how I see this. Now, I know there's a lot of other people that see it differently, but let me just share this with you, and I'll tell you why that this is my perspective. When I was on fifth density with the A's, and I slept, or I spent time with Morine on a ship, and then I would come back, and for that 38 to 72 hour window where I would still be holding their frequency, the dreams that I had, the dreams that I participated in, the soul travel that I experienced in that higher frequency, I can't even put into words. and I hate this word, but I'm going to use this word, magical. Okay, I so dislike that word, but it was magical. It was majestic. It was another lifetime in another place that was simultaneously occurring with me here. Because I was consciously aware. I could see everything that was going on there, and I could also at the same time see my body. I am now experiencing those things in lifetimes that could only be fourth density. Because the texture, the color, the sound, the frequency is not fifth. So it has to be fourth. It damn sure isn't third, because it's a major step up. But it isn't fifth because I know fifth. So it has to be fourth. I'm experiencing those things now. So that's my perspective on what it is that we're actually experiencing. Maybe you agree or not. I mean, that's okay. It doesn't matter. We're all going to know sooner than later, right? But that's what I'm experiencing. Maybe some of you are as well. You didn't know exactly how to put it into words. Hopefully I've helped with that. Also along those lines, I see myself as a fourth dimensional being battling monsters inside the earth here in third density. And the battles are fierce. They're wicked. And they're real. They are real.
Hi, Alex. I read a news article from 2014 saying scientists have discovered a new blue-green eighth hue in rainbows. Would this be the aquamarine emanating from black holes with coded programmed data, which the A's told you about in the 1990s, meaning some souls would be able to go straight to fifth in physical form? Which souls might be like that be, and have the A's since discovered more about the purpose of the aquamarine, who coded it, and its effect on all the densities? And I just want to mention David Icke, who walked around in a shell suit in that color in the early 1990s.
David was always colorful, still is. The answer is yes. I shared that information for the first time, I think in 2003. Was it 2003? No, I take that back. It was, I think, December of 1993 when that particular frequency started emanating from black holes in our third dimensional realm. And my understanding is that it is in fact coded. Its purpose was to connect with the new coding, connect to the other 72 frequencies, and then begin the process of raising those 72 frequencies to higher octaves. This aquamarine frequency color was to create a connected linkage between the consciousness between third density and fourth density. In other words, it's the bridge. It's okay, you're a ship and you go into dock and you want to stay at dock, so what do? You connect yourself to the dock. Or if you're a starship and you're connecting to another starship, what do? You latch on, you connect. So now the two ships are one. That's what this process was for. Who encoded it? I know that there have been inserts of coding from many different races, primarily the 22 different races that we are connected to, although I'm not sure about the Orion group or the Draconians system. I don't know if they made a contribution or not. So I can't speak to that. But the original coding, my understanding is, came from Source, from Creator, Isness, Great Spirit. Because this same process is also going on fourth density. This same process is also going on fifth and sixth and seventh. And I also shared that with you 25 years ago or longer, that all of the frequencies, all of the dimensions were being raised up. And that at some point, third density would in fact implode. The foundational dimension or density would be fourth. That the experiment of hard physicality in third at some point would be ended or terminated. And the new foundation of life would be fourth, because we also have a 12th density coming in now. It's either it's fully formed by now, or it's still developing itself. It's hard to say because I don't know. But I did share that with you as well, that beings showed up in connecting another dimension to the 11th, adding a 12th. So, and that can only be Source, because we don't create dimensions. There's only one generator of dimensions, and that's the Source.
Hi, Alex. What do A's have to achieve in order to evolve to the sixth density? Did they tell you how 6 might differ from 5? And does their evolution depend on us getting to 4th and then 5th? Thank you, Jane.
Jane, that's a wonderful question. I absolutely have no idea. I believe in one of the previous notes that was in Defending Sacred Ground, in the notes that I took of Morine, talking and sharing, he made reference to the fact that their race would be evolving, it looks like, to sixth, but that there were some of his race that would have trouble adapting to that or making that jump. He made that comment not necessarily in passing, but there's been no further discussion of that. So I don't know. And, and I realize that my contact with him is now going on, or lack of contact with him is now going on 8 months. But in their time, they're way into the future. So it could be that that's already happened. Some of the A's are now in sixth. I don't know. I mean, it's mind-blowing to try to wrap your head around the mechanisms of ascension of both physical matter and sentient consciousness. It's amazing. But we don't have a rule book or any kind of a manual to go by, and with frequencies changing and frequency upgrades happening, how is anyone to actually know, except to have to try to focus our energies on the moment and to what is happening, and what it is that you are in fact experiencing. It's difficult to wrap our heads around it, and I spend a lot of time trying to figure this out. I do a lot of introspection to try to figure this out and put myself in M's place to connect to him to find out what he's thinking or what he's experiencing. And that's a very long phone call. That is. Now it's 2 dimensions. Is it possible that it's actually 3? I don't know at the moment. It could be, and then once we get the 4th, it'll be back down to 2. We'll see. I simply don't know. But that's a great question, and it would be wonderful. It would absolutely be wonderful to be sitting around a campfire with all of you and having these conversations, with buffet tables of wonderful food. And, we're all just sitting down, just chilling and having these kind of conversations. I would love nothing better than to have that kind of an experience with you guys. Whether it's here in Antares or wherever, okay, or a holodeck. We could create that in the holodeck of a ship. It'd be awesome. It would be, where we could all go back and forth with what we think and what we see and what we feel, enlightening each other. It would be so awesome. It'd be magical. It would be magical.
Hello, Alex. The new Earth will probably require removal of old infrastructure and implementation of, restoration projects. I started, so I'll finish, because there's a lots of people, the questions have swapped around. But anyway, where is I? Where's it gone? Oh, there we are. Sorry, it just jumps around a lot. While I want to explore, I want to help heal the planet. I'm 60 and not ready to just retire. There's a lot I would like to do. What type of opportunities do you think will be available to us after Ascension? P.S. Will there be hover cycles? Thanks, Terrans.
Will there be hover cycles?
Hover cycles, yes.
You mean like motorcycles that fly?
Sure thing.
That would be awesome. Ooh, flying Harley. I'm down for that. I'm totally down for it. Or an Indian. I'm totally down for that. Outstanding. You could start a franchise. There's your first thing. Sell us bikes, hover bikes. So there you go. I would think the opportunities would be endless. And I would think that whatever it is that we're drawn to do, that we are passionate about, is where we would be drawn to share or to contribute our energy. I would think anything's possible. The aging process is, my understanding is just dramatically different in 4th. It is not at all uncommon for a soul to live in a physical body at least 1,000 years or longer in 4th. So that you can get a lot accomplished in 1,000 years. You can read all the books you wanted. You could watch all the movies you've ever wanted to watch. You could go to all the places you weren't able to do. You could eat all the foods you've ever wanted to eat. You could learn to play all of the instruments you always wanted to learn to play. You could take your sweetie and go on dates, all the romantic dates you've ever dreamed of. There's all kinds of things we could all accomplish in a life like that. So I think it's all good. I think it's going to be good. So to answer your question, first thing is that you got to let us know where your hoverbike Harley Indian franchise is so we can come see you. Okay? And make a purchase.
Put me down for one.
There you go. I mean, wouldn't that be awesome? A hover
Wouldn't it?
Harley. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Killer. Killer. That's awesome.
What is the longest period of time passed since you have heard from the A's? How have you been able to deal with the frustrations of the timelines predicted not being met?
Ooh, good one. I think the longest period of time that I've gone without any kind of communications, just over 8 years. And as far as the timelines, you know, there has been so much intervention. So much intervention. There was some intervention going on even before the A's got involved. And that intervention was by Cirrus A, some of the Pleiadian groups, the Arcturian groups, and an aquatic group from Cygnus. So there's been a great deal of intervention going on here, trying to keep things calm. Now, these aren't fifth density groups that I just referred to. These were, I believe, fourth density. What they didn't anticipate is it's the things, the frequency and the shifts in consciousness, how they were going to affect fifth. And I think that's because of the soul groups. You know, everybody's been doing the very best they can. But you know, consciousness, love, spans frequencies. It spans dimensions. It isn't confined to one physical reality. So maybe they didn't know, maybe they didn't anticipate it, maybe they were just so busy putting fingers in the dam, trying to keep things calm. You know, I can't speak for that because I don't know these races personally. And as far as the timelines, well, the A's don't know how to tell time here. That's obvious. They just don't. But you know, when information is shared, whether it be the Pleiadians, whether it be the Arcturians, whether it be Cirrus A, whether it be Cirrus B, when information is shared, regardless of who it is, and it comes into our consciousness, and we think about it and we look at it, we automatically change the outcome of that. We don't necessarily need time travel technology to change an outcome. Awareness does that because why? What's creating this holograph? Our consciousness. Okay, our consciousness is supporting this holograph. So when our consciousness changes, so does the holograph. So it's always been that way. We just didn't understand it. We just didn't know it. You know, we have all these PhDs and they walk around like a big peacocks and, you know, this is an absolute. They don't know. No one knows. The speed of light is an absolute. Well, newsflash, many of us are already thinking faster than the speed of light. How is that possible then? Okay? How is it that the Schumann resonance has raised the new Schumann resonance plateau of Earth is somewhere in the 23 to 28? Okay? How is it that it's spiking to over 200 sometimes now? Okay, what happened to your absolutes? With God, there are no absolutes, except that which she deems to be absolute. And as far as I know, the only absolute is that she is. That's what it is. So, guys, we're all here on the ride. We're all here on the ride. So, and it's been a ride.
There you have it, fellow truth seekers. An enlightening and exhilarating rapid-fire question and answer session with the remarkable Alex Collier, sharing his profound encounters with the benevolent Andromedan extraterrestrial beings. As we continue on our cosmic journey, let us embrace the wisdom of the Andromedans and carry their message of love, unity, and compassion with us. Together, we can create a world where humanity stands united, ready to embrace the wonders that await us in the vast expanse of the universe. If you found this rapid-fire question and answer session fascinating, don't forget to hit that like button and share this video with your friends and family. Subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on more captivating content like this. Thank you for joining us on this incredible adventure. Until next time, may the stars guide you on your path of enlightenment and exploration, and remember to always seek knowledge and stay curious. If you would like to see Andromedan Contactee Alex Collier live via video stream, we host an online seminar 3 times a month on a Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. For more information and dates of upcoming online seminars, please visit alexcollier.org. Please click on one of the above videos to seek more of Alex Collier's knowledge.